This is the Unawarded Black Podcast with your host, Jay Watts. Today, I'm going to call this Idiot Day. Well, not just idiot, but idiocracy. So, we're going to start off with Trina and her idiot comments, and then we'll go to some radio hosts from Rochester, New York, who decided to sound like a bunch of idiots. Now they don't have a job. And we're going to see what happened with Trina while we're going at it, because you can only say so much stupid stuff and still be relevant. But people actually care about you enough to want to listen or pay any attention to you. Anyway, let's get to these next stories. Let's go.
The curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the streets, these animals off the streets that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Lock them up at 5 p.m. so the streets could be nice and clean. That's how I feel.
What the streets got to do with the people's lives? You got money.
We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about
money.
that. We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about that.
You got money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These people got to go to work. Mm-hmm. These people been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown too. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown just like them. Uh-huh.
Yeah, these people ain't been working.
Okay.
They about
Unfortunately,
to lose
a lot of people don't have jobs. I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
They about to lose their mind.
We all about to lose our mind. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And just because one person...
Mm-hmm, they run. So today their minds are all back. Everybody's minds is back today good? Because the weekend it was they back good okay today?
They mind. One day ain't going to get their mind clear. But it'll help.
Oh, okay.
You gotta start somewhere.
Okay, that's cool.
You gotta start somewhere.
And that means tear up our city? That means tear up our city?
Ain't nobody tear up no city.
That means tear up our city. That means run through and tear up our stores and burn down our stuff and break in our stores and go and tear up Bayside Marketplace and tear up my friend's shop that has a son and the kid to take care of her family. You go demolish the shop for something?
It's always personal with you.
It's definitely personal. It's definitely personal because I feel like at the end of the day...
Your friend got insurance.
She got insurance, but she also been locked down for 60 days, also like us, and she also don't have money like me. So I don't approve of it, period.
Okay.
I don't approve of it, period.
I don't either,
because you don't want nobody burning down Sundays, let's be very clear. Okay, and you have insurance, but you don't want that. You don't want to be sent back from ribs and collard greens. Let's be very clear. Yeah.
Bring back
We can't bring back anything. We can't bring back nobody's lives that has been taken away, whether it was from the police or in the hands of another civilian. We cannot bring them back. We cannot.
Okay.
We cannot bring them back. You cannot pump life back into them at all. I can't bring back my little brother's life. His life was taken by the hands of a man, a black man. I can't bring his life back. So what are you saying? Let's be back. Because I'm ready today. Today, I'm ready today. I am ready today, Miami. Today is the day. That's what we're talking about. Yes, I'm ready today.
All right. Now, we're not talking about that.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it.
We're talking about
it. We're talking about it. Y'all always sweep that under the rug and y'all want to make something else. We're going to talk about it all today.
All right.
Yeah.
We're talking about black lives.
All right. The black lives that matter, right? The same black lives that are taken from the hands of other black people, those matter too, huh? All right, yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah. What I won't do, I would not compare. You
ain't got to compare it. You ain't got to compare it.
Listen,
I'm living in the life of it. It's no comparison. I feel the same way. It's no exception. A life is a life, period. Period. Okay. A life is a life. No matter how it was taken, whether it was a car accident, whether it was from a police, whether it was from the hands of another black man, a life was taken. Simple.
Right. I got to get this. All right. I'm glad you said period. Trick.
Fired Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin has been arrested and charged with third-degree murder. Third-degree murder and manslaughter. Okay, third-degree murder means a homicide committed with the intention of causing bodily harm but not necessarily death. If convicted, he could get 25 years in prison or a murder charge up to 10 years in prison for manslaughter. And that's supposed to justify everything, right? Like, are you going to put him in a death chair? Because otherwise, all the rest of the stuff y'all doing don't make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. Now, I have so much to say, Miami. I am fired up. I am pissed off, and I am ready today. So
be careful
that's
what
it.
you say.
I don't have to be careful what I say. I'm a grown person, and I have. I'm not contradicting myself at all. I know what I want to say. I have everything I want to say, and not you, and nobody else ain't gonna tell me how to say it. This morning, Monday morning, I am ready. I'm ready to speak and say what I gotta say. All y'all fake for the protesters and the fake. Oh, we so concerned about George Floyd. Half of y'all not marching. I'm not even caring about this man. People are just doing it maliciously.
Everybody was in looting and burning up stuff.
Yeah.
So you cannot compare what other people are doing to the people that are using this for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Because it's a handful of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's only a handful of them.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of us are tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
When the police get behind you and the red and blue lights come on, you're not supposed to be scared. You're not supposed to be scared.
I'm never scared. I have my license and registration and insurance. I'm not scared. I know my rights.
Everybody that got killed by the police.
Exactly.
That's it for
not necessarily. Not necessarily.
That's it for Trina's tea.
I don't even know where to start with this. Let's go to one point she said before I get to her saying anything. He is dead, and you can't bring him back. That is a sad point. A man died and he lost his life. Yes, your brother lost his life to, you said, the hands of a black person. Okay. What's the point? People die. But then again, this is a war. At one point, black people were slaves, and even then, you know, we had no rights. We couldn't do anything. Then we got freedom. And after that, you had to deal with being lynched, and nobody would do nothing about it. And now you have police who are not just police, but wannabe police and former police, and they are killing black people indiscriminately. I mean, you can feel sorry for everybody. And I know a lot of things happen, but for her to call people animals, you know, everybody ain't out there riding. But considering this situation, for you to call people animals is inexcusable. Yes, people have to go out there and march. People have to go out and speak their truth. And yes, your brother died and you are mad because it happened at the hands of a black man. But the thing is, for crime itself, even in the black community, for crime to be lowered, or, you know, for black people ourselves to trust the police in this situation, they need to give us a reason to trust. And the way things are going right now, how can we go out and tell what happened when we don't think anything will happen, or if I tell, will I die? Will the police kill me if I call them out because they might be working for them? It's a lot that goes on into this. And yes, black people die at the hands of black people all the time. But in situations like this, when a man was on the ground begging for his life, I don't know how you can, in your mind, because you sit there and watch a guy die, and you upset at the people that's marching because some of them did destroy businesses. This wasn't everybody. It's better ways to say things. And more than that, your actions and the things that you do and the things you say affect everything. So you can't call out and say, you can't say people act like animals when people are upset at what people are upset because of things that happen when you act the same way. How can I prove that? All right, let's get to the video clips and we'll see how you reacted when somebody called you out your name.
Say it again! Say the motherfucking again! Say it again! Say it again! Say the fucking again, you dirty ass bitch! Say the dare you to motherfucking say it. Call when you want to call.
Now, if anybody was acting like an animal, that was acting like an animal. Not only did you holler and scream at her, you called her a dirty ass bitch. And you have the nerve to tell people, call people out and calling other people animals. No, that's not how it works. Your words empower other people. When you say black people act like animals, that means you are empowering other people to say the same thing. For you to be black, you sound like a racist. And not to say you're a racist, but you sound like one. When white people hear those kind of words, and you as a black person said, it empowers them to say the exact same thing. How do I know? Because, of course, I'm going to provide another audio clip from a radio station in Rochester, New York. This is Kimberly and Beck of 95.1 out of Rochester, New York. And we gonna show what I mean about being empowered, about words and the way you say things. I'm gonna show you what happened to them recently. This is gonna be a news clip, and then I'm also gonna play what was actually said on the air, so you can hear for yourself.
Well, two Rochester radio hosts out of work after comments many are calling racist. Kimberly and Beck had the afternoon slot on Radio 95.1. It's not the first time they've been taken off the air. Kayla Green is following this developing story and has more now.
Kimberly and Beck are out. iHeartRadio Media Group officials announced this morning. The president of the iHeartMedia Upstate New York Group, Bob Morgan, says this in a statement. We made the decision to terminate Kimberly and Beck yesterday as soon as we learned of their comments and informed them early this morning. We will not tolerate this kind of behavior, which is antithetical to our core values and beliefs and to our commitment to our community and everyone in it. During Tuesday's show, Kimberly was talking about the beating of a woman on Saturday night and asked if the men involved were, in her words, acting N-wordly. Rashad Smith is a member of the Rochester Association of Black Journalists. He says while he's glad the pair has been fired, the fight doesn't stop here.
Understanding the duo's track record of offending diverse groups and individuals is something to be said for organizations that might even want to consider hiring them. They should ask themselves, does this go against the beliefs of our advertisers, partnering agencies, and audience?
The Kimberly and Beck show isn't new to controversy. Back in March, when coronavirus was first beginning to hit Monroe County, the pair were talking about whether the virus is overhyped. Beck said COVID-19 is the KKK of diseases and went on to say white people matter. In Rochester, Kayla Green, News 8.
Well, the pair was fired from their previous station as well back in 2014 for, quote, hateful remarks against the transgender community.
You can hear it. Fourth man also confirmed it. You know, she called him the N-word. That's when they really went after her.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Were they acting N-wordish? There's your question.
They were acting thuggerly, like, I think. They're thugs.
Were they acting N-wordly?
Yeah. And by the way...
You can't say that. What are you doing?
No, were they acting that way?
No, you can't say that.
Hey, if that would have been...
Stop saying thugs. That's part of the problem. You
No, it's not. They're thugs. They're thugs. If you look like a thug and if you act like a thug and you got 3-on-1 and beating up a white woman with a 2x4, by God, you're a thug.
And by the way, there are people in the black community would say they are acting N-wordly.
But they can say that. You can't say that.
It's double standard. I was going to say
it
if that had
matter.
And I don't appreciate the double standard.
Well, it doesn't. Who cares?
If she had been a black woman, the N-word wouldn't have been that big a deal. They'd have walked away. But a white woman calling 3 black guys the N-word, bam, we're going back.
But they were acting that way.
But you don't understand the meaning of that.
No,
we
I
understand.
do.
You don't.
The meaning very well.
Telling you.
I understand the meaning very well.
I'm going to apologize to anybody offended by that right now.
No one's offended.
I'm going to apologize for that.
Now, what they actually were talking about was a clip that came out of a lady trying to defend her store, and she was attacked. She had a stick. They took the stick and beat her with it. They were acting bad. They were acting criminally. But the thing is, when you pick words or certain words associated with people, it automatically portrays black people, no matter what it is. It could have been 4 white people and 1 black person. They say thug, animal, monkey, and the first thought in your mind is black people. That's what people think when they hear stuff like that. And the thing is when somebody that has any kind of influence comes out and pretty much confirming what white people, racist white people like this would say, or what they have said, it just proves their point. And that's the last thing we need to be doing, is proving their point and showing that we are better than that. Trina really should have watched her words. She could have said what she said any other kind of way. But instead she chose to say it a idiot way, or a dumb way. She could have rephrased it. She could have said it any other way. But words associated with the black community, words like that, all it goes is to further show white people, further give white people more leg to stand on when they say things like this. Yeah, they said N-word and thug. Oh, let's say they threw out the thug. N-word, thug, black people. N-word, animal, black people. She should have watched what she said. Hopefully she apologizes for it, but I think she really doesn't care. And maybe she'll get it through her head one day. Well, anyway, that has been my time today. This is the Unawarded Black Podcast with your host, Jay Watts. Like, subscribe, follow my anchor, comments. Just hit me up. All right, I'm out. Catch you later.